Okay, awesome. I think it's being recorded now. And so we would like to spend today's call to go through some of the basics about the creating the mUzima form, as well as some enhancement that we would like you guys to help us to work on. Wayne, would you like to take over, or you want to go through the tickets first?
I think we can go through the ticket first.
Okay, sure. So let me share my screen first. Okay. So can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, so we just want to clarify a few tickets that have already been assigned to you guys, and we want so that we can get everything clear, just less wait time that you guys always wait for us because of time difference. So the first one is the mUzima 118. This is to create the first version of the developer user guide. I know that it's going to be like a work in progress task, but I just wonder if we can set kind of like a expected timeline for this. At least we can have like the first version out, and we can post it on the wiki so that when new members join, they have something to reference to. And then as time goes, you know, everyone can just chip in and help to update.
Okay. So, Ira, just a quick input here. I'm sorry it's taken a while to do this particular 1181, but the thing what happened was, I'm not sure if you remember, but when I set up the system, it was sometime in May, and then I only started working on mUzima maybe last month. So the thing is, I wasn't, I had the steps down, but I wasn't really very sure that I got all of it. But Vikas just started on the project yesterday. We've sat down together and I walked him through the steps. And so that way it's fresher in his mind, and you know, we got all the steps down. So you could expect this document maybe sometime on Wednesday next week. We'll turn it in.
Oh, that'd be great. I think this is exactly why I want to bring this up, because I think with because to John, and then also to enhance the documentations. I think this is great.
Right. So just because Vikas just joined the team yesterday, so he just did it yesterday, and I sat with him. So we've noted down all the steps, so I'm sure this would be a better document than me remembering what I did sometime in May and writing it.
I totally agree. That's why so maybe the to do is that I'm going to create both you guys the empath wiki user login, so that the documentation can be done over there, and so that we can always make it available for our other members who are interested in that. They can also help with updating it, enhance it.
Sure, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So I will do that. Okay. So hi Nelson. Hi Derek. I'm going to go to the next ticket.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, good.
Thank you. I mean.
So the next one is 69. And thank you working so quickly on this, Vikas. So I think Wayne said, like, given the comments just earlier before, just right before the call. I just wonder if that makes sense to you, or you have any questions on the clarification.
It looks good to me in the point which you have mentioned like, at the last one that it should prompt a message if you are about to exit from the application, it will log out. So this is good. I think we can implement that one.
Yeah, since this is kind of related to 117, I just go ahead and assign that to you as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so just take a look at 117 right now, just to see if the description is clear or you have any questions so that we can clarify during the call.
Ada, I think 117 is slightly different. I think it's, I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the arrow button on the top left screen.
Yes, the return button, like go to the previous screen. Is it that one?
Yeah, it's not the back button that you see at the bottom left screen. Left. This is actually the arrow that you see. Like, let's say you're on the dashboard.
header?
Yes, on the header, right on top, you see the arrow which allows you to navigate up and down. Like, I think 117 is talking about hitting that button. Is that correct?
I think this is a suggestion from Wayne. Actually, is that what you mean? I thought that is the back button from the Android device, not the arrow button on the mUzima app header.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the back button, Sweta. So this one, so what happened right now is if you press button all the time, like if you press it all the way, it will just close the application basically without saying anything. And then when you open the application again, it will take you to the login screen. So the user is not notified that the application will exit if you press the back button all the time. You can test it out, I think.
Because I think I just worked on 117 and I implemented it on the arrow button on the top left screen.
That one is different, I think. That one, I forgot what's the ticket number.
It's not 117, it's something else, right?
Yeah, that is for the form, right, Sweta?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
different, I think.
Oh, 147. Sorry, I got confused. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, but it's good.
Just a quick question. Hitting the back button is that how? I know we discussed this, I think, on the call we had last week. But then after I talked with you guys and I just went and opened a couple of, like, I opened WhatsApp or something like that, and hitting the back button actually put the app on the background, but it didn't really close it. So I don't know if
Yeah, it's one of the design pattern for Android, I think. The way they do it right now is just putting everything on pause, basically. If you press the back all the way. But I think what Martin wants is just notify the user that they will be logged out from the application, because every on pause for this application, you're supposed to be doing another login if you open the application again. If you bring the application from background, you should be going back to the login screen, because the application will have patient data. If you put it on background and someone open your device and that you don't get the login screen, then that person could potentially view the patient data that is not supposed to be viewable by them.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. I think this is pretty clear.
Yeah, it's pretty clear to Vikas and me.
Yeah.
So I think we can move to the next ticket.
Ada.
Oh, sorry guys, I was on mute. I keep talking. Sorry. Now I know why you guys cannot hear me. I went through this one just to make sure that I'm not missing any that we need to revise the wording, because it quite confusing, especially for new user, that when we say, oh, download the form, and then sometimes the form, it refers to the form template, sometimes it refers for the form data. So I just want to have better wording to distinguish them, so that it's just less confusion for the new users. So when we refer to the form templates, those mUzima form that which just an electronic form. When we say form data, it actually collects the observation encounters or patient level data that tied to those forms. So we want to use these two terms more accurate when we try to describe the app. So I think these are the pages and as well as the messages that we need to make some changes in terms of the wording. Let me know if you think I'm missing any anywhere in the app that we also need to revise on the wording.
Actually, I started implemented. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. The first one, which says form page, uh, from login to landing page and forms. So actually, it's pretty much clear that you are coming from the landing page to form. And anyways, we are displaying on the top that you are on a form screen. So I think if we'll display something like, rather than displaying all forms template, if we can display like all templates, downloaded templates, and incomplete data or completed data. The reason behind why I'm telling is, when I have implemented this, I realize the text is pretty much big, and it's not coming, and all four tabs are not visible at the same time. So I I think we can give something like all the templates or something. What do you say, Sweta?
So, Ida, what we realize is, first of all, we need to understand before we make this suggestion. I think both Vikas and I, we're not very sure what is there a difference between a form template and a form. Ida, I think you're trying to talk. You're on mute.
Yes, I'm on mute again.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't want the background noise. So I think that when people say the form, they will say, oh, they got mixed up between the form templates and the form data. And I try not to use the word form unless I say the form page, just for this app. The reason is that when they say, oh, I download the form or I upload the form, and it becomes quite confusing for the users. I think that's the reason we try to define them as form templates and form data, just for that reason. So I kind of want to avoid the confusion when people say the form, especially for new users when they say the form. Oh, do you mean this? I already have the form, but I don't know where my form. And when they file a ticket, say that, oh, I have problem with my form. It's just easier when they say, oh, I have problem with the form templates or the form data, and it's just easier for us to distinguish them.
So is it safe? Are you saying that an empty? Okay. So let's say have an empty form. Is that what is a form template?
That's correct.
An empty form is a form template, and the form data is the data that you put into the form template. Is that correct?
Yes, we collect the data. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So when I download or I sync the form templates, the message that comes at the bottom, it says downloaded 2 form templates and 14 observations or something like that. It's basically downloading empty forms that the user has to fill up and then upload.
Yes, correct.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so makes sense. We were just confused about whether form was different from form template and whether, there are different scenarios where we should use form and somewhere else it makes more sense to use form templates. But if you're clear that it's only form template and form data, then I think it's clear for us. Vikas, do you have any other questions about this? Because I think this is assigned to Vikas. I
Yeah.
kind of shared some of the Jiras with him because he just started today, and I thought I'll just share some of the Jiras with him.
Yeah. So
Okay. So if this is the final one, so I can go ahead and start changing the text in application. I'll do one thing. After implementing, I will attach the screenshots on this Jira ticket. Then after that, if it is approved, then I will commit it.
yeah, that would be helpful to see the screenshot because I agree with you. Maybe the wording is too lengthy that it might not make sense. So maybe just work on one of them first and share the screenshot, and then we can take a look from there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think probably work on the forms page first, since that it has like a 4 tab. It might be the crowded one.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Wayne, do you have anything to add?
I agree with you. I like the naming. It's better, I think.
Yeah, because we have so many questions about forms, form templates, form data, and to the point that it's just becoming very challenging to to explain. Yeah.
Yep.
So cool.
Okay.
Cool. So I think let's see here. I think those are the tickets I would like to talk about because the other tickets are more related to mUzima forms, which Win is going to walk us through. Before Win starts, is there any other topics or tickets that anyone have question or would like to discuss first?
So Win, I just wanted to just get some input on add connectivity flag.
Mm-hmm.
So after our discussion yesterday, I thought about it a little more, and the thing is, I think I don't fully understand what is the situation under which the user is going to be using the mUzima app. Like I would expect the healthcare provider would be starting up this app for the very first time in a healthcare facility where internet would be available. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think that was our initial assumption. Like all the internet will be available, but I think at one point when I tried to when I tried to download forms using 3G, uh, I was having problem because the download process is waiting for timeout to figure out
Right.
I'm out of credit on my phone, and it was taking me a while, and then the application tell me, oh, there's no data,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was stuck in the form because you cannot continue unless you pick a registration and download that registration form. So I cannot move forward, and then if I go back, I was taken to the cohort list again. So it was like I'm stuck in this wizard. I cannot unless I just close the application. So I just don't want the user to have the same experience, I guess.
Yeah, I understand completely what you're saying because there's no way to go anywhere at that particular step unless you choose a registration form.
Yes.
And right. So One question that I had at this point is, it's just a very basic question
Mm-hmm.
about the wizard activity. The very first step after you log in, it immediately fires off the cohort download, which is the cohort part of the wizard,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so is step one and step two kind of related? Like, because I don't see what I'm asking is, let's say my cohort consists of all HIV patients,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there is a form. I don't know if there's a HIV form or something related to HIV. Okay, maybe I should pick a better example. Let's say that I pick a cohort of all people who have breast cancer, and there is a breast cancer form on
Mm-hmm.
OpenMRS. But it's not like the app right now is figuring out that the cohort has is related to breast cancer. So I'm going to suggest a breast cancer form on step two. It's suggesting all the forms. Is that correct?
That is correct. But if you can give that suggestion, then that would be better. Please create a ticket on that one.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was thinking all along that that's the way it works. But then I realized it's suggesting all the forms. And but I know that step two and step three are somehow related, because based on the forms that I select, it downloads concepts that will be used on that form. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right. So for me at this point, after I thought about how you're going to use it, and the fact that you'll have a hard stop, that registration form should be selected before you move on.
Mm-hmm.
I would say for the first version of the internet connectivity check would be Manu. I really like Manu's option of giving the user a chance to retry. Uh, and if retry fails, I think I think it makes sense to kind of, for the first version of this fix, to kind of log the user out and say, please try again when you have internet access. And maybe later on, if we decide that, we want the app to be intelligent enough to figure out that this particular user got logged out on step two, or whatever step during the cohort wizard activity, and you'll have to probably store a lot of stateful things, like you are on this step, and that's why I don't need to do these steps again, and I'll resume where I left off. I think that's a bigger change. But right now, what I figured out about the HTTP timeout is it drains the battery a lot. Like, the phone continuously keeps looking for internet access,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand what you just said, that it takes a very long time and it keeps looking for it. And it first of all, it at the end of it, it's very disappointing when you don't see any data, uh, especially because maybe the user forgot to turn on the internet. So in situations like that, I think just giving an alert would prevent that, and later maybe we could modify the app to make it more user friendly, to save state in different um, stages of the activity. What do you suggest?
I think giving a retry is fine. Um, just one retry and then just exit the application. I think uh, that would be my vote. Just like we discussed in the ticket, I think um, giving the option to do like one or two retry and then take them to the login screen back and just notify them, oh, you don't have internet, you cannot continue, and then take them to the login screen. I think.
Yeah, I think for a version one, which is basically what this Jira is trying to do, is prevent that HTTP call from happening and making the user wait for a very long time and then intimating him that, oh, internet is not there. For that purpose, I think this solution works,
Yeah.
is what my understanding is. And actually maintaining state would be another Jira altogether, and I think that's a different thing that I think either you or Martin or Ada should discuss if you really want to implement that, because it's a big change to the app.
Yeah.
So I think I would like to keep them separate. and I could continue working on the internet connectivity thing according to what you suggested.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's good to keep the first part simple, because like I have the experience as well. Like actually the internet connectivity lost, and I had no idea it's lost. It just keep waiting and waiting and waiting. Especially because I was under the assumption that sometimes when downloading bigger cohorts and their observations and stuff like that, it would take much longer time. But actually, the internet actually was not there. So I think this would help, instead of making the user to wait for a long time and wonder. It would be very helpful.
Yep.
Okay. Is there any other ticket you guys want to discuss or any other topic?
The last form, anyway, Will is going to be doing a session on forms right now. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's
So
right.
I'll just wait for him then.
Yeah.
That's it from me.
Okay, cool. Anyone else?
I have for this mUzima 77.
77? I think the connection is lost, but let's see if it works. So cool. Go ahead.
In this, the last comment, you mentioned that, for example, it's a teleconsultation form. Actually, I have not gone through all the forms, but I have not seen any image upload at the moment. So this is, and this form, I have downloaded all the forms, but I have not seen this teleconsultation form. So where exactly it is? So,
It's in the mUzima form 3.
okay.
We have it here.
Okay. Are there any specific steps that would help us recreate this, or just attach a very big image and just try crashing?
Yeah, just add like multiple image that will crash the application because it will try to load everything as JSON in memory and
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, thank you. I'll check the form, and if I have any question, I will update the ticket.
yeah, this one is not critical, but we will need this few tickets. And then
Okay. So, when did you say 97?
yeah, I think 94 and 97 is going to be a little bit more complicated because it's going to need some domain knowledge on OpenMRS, but I think it's good to have.
So, do you want to go through those two now?
Yeah, I'll just do this one.
Sure, we can discuss about this one. So 94. So what happened is, so we have a selection of discriminator. So when you upload form.
Yep.
I can share a screen, I guess. Oops. What did I do?
Should I stop sharing?
No, that's fine. You guys can just see my screen. For example, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
So what happened is when you upload a form in mUzima, go to manage form and then upload. Then you pick a form. Teleconsultation, for example. Then you click HTML, do a validate. What we have here is you need to enter the name, the discriminator, and then the description, right? But
Yep.
the discriminator is you need to type it manually. If you know the list of discriminator, it's fine. But most of the time, user will not know this discriminator. So all this one is implemented using Angular. So you're gonna need some Angular knowledge, and then you need to send some sort of JSON to this page as well to
Yep.
get that list of discriminator using the code in that ticket. So if you open the ticket, you can get the list of the discriminator name using that bit of code. And then you need to populate this field using that list.
Okay. This will be something like a auto suggestion kind of, when as soon as you will type, it will start giving the suggestion to you.
Yeah, I think either auto suggestion or a combo box like this is fine, I think.
Okay.
Because it's going to be a bounded list. But
Perfect.
probably auto suggestion is going to be better.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we have, so if you look at this one is the form definition attached to a form.
Yep.
So form definition have the list of question in the form, and then the type of encounter in that form. So what we want to do in ticket 90, what is the other one?
97.
97 is when you remove a form definition, then you need to remove the mUzima form associated with it. So for example, if you, so the notion in OpenMRS is retiring, so there's no actual removing. So
Okay.
when a form definition is retired, then you need to read this event and then also retired mUzima form associated with it. So this is done using AOP. So you capture the method of retiring form in OpenMRS, and then you retire this this mUzima form.
Okay.
Um, there's a documentation on OpenMRS AOP, I think.
So, when you say that retire the form definition from OpenMRS and then you want to retire the corresponding mUzima form, correct?
Yes.
So, what if retiring mUzima form, should it be the same expectation to retire the OpenMRS form definition?
No, I don't think so, Ada, because you probably, well, that's a good question.
I just don't want to run into the same situation that multiple form technologies trying to register using the same form definition on
The
OpenMRS.
same form definition.
Yeah.
So you want it to be two-way?
That's my first thought. Because we run into situation that let's say that someone creates the form definition and then it tied to XSN by using InfoPuff, and then somehow another person did not know about it and it used X forms and try to associate the X form with the same form ID in OpenMRS and it took over.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, so I just want to throw out for discussion.
Okay, so it's two-way then. I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah, this one is going to be pretty tricky because it's going to need some extra OpenMRS knowledge. The AOP, let me just put a comment in there.
Maybe it's good to explain that the form ID and the form definition actually come with OpenMRS, but then all this form technology will be like a different module, and then somehow link back to the form table. Maybe can you explain those to them? Probably easier.
I'm sorry, what was it, Ada?
So I think it's just nice to walk through the maybe like the table structures when you load the mUzima form. And then that's how the mUzima form table related to the form table in OpenMRS. Maybe just document somewhere. I think it might help.
Yeah. So in the OpenMRS world, we have the notion encounter and then encounter type, and then the basic definition of the encounter is defined inside the form definition. So if you look at um, the form, you can see that for this particular form, it is associated to a certain encounter type. Um, and then this is in the schema design. This is all the question that potentially asked inside the form itself. Um, so the mUzima is trying to get this information which is already available. So we don't want to duplicate inside the form by asking them what is the encounter type for this form. So we are associating a form with um, with the form definition. So we're associating a mUzima form with the form definition. So you don't need to ask the same question over and over again. And then we have what we call a form ID. This one should be unique per technology. So OpenMRS have multiple form technology. They have XForm, they have HTML form, they have info path. So they're using different type of data collection, but the form definition itself is just this one. So just like what Ada said, we try to avoid associating a single form definition with multiple technologies. So if you remove a form from mUzima, then it should remove the definition here. The issue is you cannot do cascade to the core OpenMRS. That's why we need to capture the event to see if this form is removed, retired, then we should also remove the mUzima form. So because the core system doesn't understand the mUzima form, because the mUzima form is an extension of OpenMRS. Do we have question on that or no?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, Sweta.
Okay. So I'm a little confused about this particular thing. So you're saying that whenever a form is retired from OpenMRS
Mm-hmm.
and that form has been uploaded under mUzima form, we have to remove it from there as well.
Correct.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Just wanted to just understand that correctly. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
So we cannot automate that process because this form,
Mm-hmm.
the one here, doesn't know about mUzima. This one is inside the core distribution of OpenMRS, so it doesn't understand about the extension of OpenMRS in form of modules. The mUzima form is a module in OpenMRS.
Okay.
So we're extending the feature set of OpenMRS using mUzima form.
Okay.
But we're using the core system, this one, the form definition inside mUzima. So basically, it should be a one-to-one relationship if both sides aware about each other. But in this case, they don't aware about their existence. So we need to capture the event to do this removal process.
Uh, so, just a quick question here. How are you? Okay, so let's say someone retires the form. Uh, how do you see this happening? Like, do we capture the event of someone clicking on retiring the form,
Yeah.
or is it?
So OpenMRS have AOP, which will be called like before, after, or around method call. So in in the event of retiring, this one is actually saving a form, but with retired value. So you need to put an AOP handler to capture this event, basically. And then if the event is saving with retired form property, then you need to execute the retiring of the mUzima form as well.
Okay. So where would this code change happen? I mean, this is more on the OpenMRS side, am I correct?
This is going to be in the mUzima form module.
Uh, but catching the event and recognizing that it is being saved with the retired, the AOP part, is that more of the OpenMRS code?
Mm, no, it's going to happen in the mUzima form. This one.
Oh, okay.
So you can register an AOP in your module to capture a certain event that's happening inside OpenMRS.
Okay. Are we doing something like that already anywhere inside mUzima form?
No, I don't think so, but there's a lot of example. I can send a few example later on.
Sure.
Yeah. And then the next one is we need an update the template for mUzima form. I think that is something that we don't have right now yet. I tried to implement it, but I didn't have time. So if you look at the form page, we have delete, we have view template, and then we have add tags.
Okay.
So what we probably want is just add an edit somewhere in here probably, like a pencil sign or something, and then if you click on that, you can copy and paste the template again, and it will update the template.
Okay.
Yep. We don't have the ticket for that one yet.
Okay.
Any question, or am I confusing everyone?
Um, I'm sure we'll have questions later.
Yep.
So when do you want to talk about the validation for the form template? Or
Yeah, and then um, the other thing that we need to do is we have a bunch of form that we need to program, and then previously we have a non-standard way to validate when option like this is selected or not. And then the other validation is when you press none, then there shouldn't be uh, other option get selected. But right now we have a more standard way to do this. So I'm wondering if anyone wants to do this with me.
I leave that for you, gurus.
so basically, so when you want that, for example, for this example, none is chosen, and the other option should not be tick or prompt a warning, or vice versa, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, this validation are in. It looks like a. Uh, it's in a jQuery, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
So most of this work is pretty much done. It's just copying and pasting. A lot of copying and paste actually. Like this much copy and paste.
Okay.
Um, so we have something like this currently in the form,
Yeah.
but we did it in a non-standard way. Um, so we're trying to move all this type of validation using this line of code.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have already the ticket for this one, or are you going to create?
No, we don't have ticket for this one, I think.
Okay.
Um, so
If if you want, I can pair with you on this validation area. If
yeah, all the form is under mUzima form tree. So
mm-hmm.
if you check out this mUzima form, and then we also have a viewer for the form in this URL, which will be updated every hour if you commit anything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what's finished right now is this breast cancer screening. So for example, if you check this one, none, and then others, it will um, say message something like that. And
Okay.
then
Yep.
if you click it again, it will remove the message. This one is done. This one can be used as a guideline.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we still need to work on is a few other forms, like the dysplasia. So it's pretty tedious just going through the form and see if it's there or not.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think what I want us to aware is um, for everyone to know how to create form, so we can do some sort of sharing knowledge kind of thing. So if you can go through, because if you can go through the wiki page for the form,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think I will assign you to work on the pap smear, histopathology, and dysplasia. I think that
Okay.
three will be uh, will be good one.
Okay.
If you go through the wiki page for it, because I think you will be assigned to do registration next.
Uh,
Yeah.
Sorry, could you please repeat? Yep. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, and which form would be the standard form that the team can use an example as reference? You remember we also moved the encounter provider information to the bottom of the form, so we can use that as a standard when they work on revising those validations and structure, the layout.
Yeah, form, breast cancer screening form, and BIA form. Those two can be used as a guideline. Vikas will work on the dysplasia, histopathology, and pap smear. Right?
Yep.
Cool.
For this validation, you are going to create a ticket for it, or so?
Yeah, I think we can create a ticket for it. We'll assign it to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll get all information in one shot, so it will be easy.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll have you to start on something a little bit not as lengthy or more simple ones, so that it's just easier. And when do you want just to walk through on those? I think it's good just to explain the concept idea and stuff like that, since it's probably new to some of us.
Yeah. So for the question itself, in OpenMRS, we have something that is called concept, um, and then concept can have answer. Um, so all the observable data in OpenMRS is presented in key pair value. Um, so if you oh, I don't have observation data. Uh, yeah, for example, this patient have an adult encounter, and then inside encounter, we have this observable data. For example, what is the weight of the patient? This weight kg is a concept, and this is the answer. Uh, this one is a question, which is a concept, and this one is the answer, which is also a concept. So if you look at this one, this form, reason for referral, this one is the question. This is the ID of the concept, and then this is the name of the concept. And then this is the answer. So if you put a check mark on this one, um, like this one will create an observation, uh, like overall similar to this, but the question is gonna be uh, this concept, and the answer is gonna be this concept. I think that's the 3-minute introduction to observation and concept. Any question?
For creating this concepts and observation, we'll use this XML which you have showing this sorry, HTML file. So there is any way where we can actually create it, and or it just a lookup kind of data?
You just, I think you need to look it up over here in the dictionary.
Mhm.
That is where you can see the ID and the name of the concept.
Okay.
Yeah, like this one. This one is the definition of the concept.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you'll have the name, weight, the ID is this one, and then this is the validation, which will be needed for this concept value. So if you're collecting weight data, you need a JavaScript to validate that the value entered is not more than 250 kilograms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I think we've passed our time, Ada.
Yeah, I think we can wrap this up now. I know that it would create lots of questions later on, but I think it's normal since it's new to most of us. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you
Bye.
guys. Enjoy the weekend.
You too. Bye.